I welcome you, the sons and daughters of Jesus. This is indeed a beautiful year. By the Spirit of God, we've declared 2025 our year of unprecedented turnaround. Turnaround that will not be traceable to mere human efforts only. It shall be beyond human comprehension. That's what we set a mind for. And that's what the Spirit of the Lord has imputed in our spirit to stand for. And I stand before Jesus declaring same to you. If you can key in and stay on it with your heart in agreement and with your mouth declaring and with your hands pushing through, you will beat your imagination in all that the Lord has called you to do this year. Don't allow anything to turn your mind away. And that's why we stay on this new month to call you to plan. In the absence of planning, you may end up in total failure despite your convictions and your belief. There is a part of this that is solely in your hands, and it's only you that can handle it. And that's why it's expedient you give your attention fully to what Jesus wants to do with us in the name of Jesus. So when we start from the book of Proverbs, chapter number 16, book of Proverbs, chapter number 16, I'll read just one verse and we kick it up. When we talk about planning, we are also saying prepare. This is exactly what I mean to prepare. You know, I've seen boxers. In my early days in life, I delved into that profession a little. And I discovered that the 20, 30, 40, 1 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes that is found in the ring, maybe 1 round to 10 rounds of a fight, is not as strenuous as 1 whole year of training. Most of the times, what we see in 30 minutes or in 1 hour had been built over time, inside, indoors, where your body has been fixed to get set for that bout or that fight. In that, your trainer or your coach will not spare you any leisure. As a matter of fact, even the food you eat, the kind of food you eat, is also part of the training. When to sleep, when to wake, what to drink, they are all part of the training. So you need to be intentional about connecting yourselves to the dots and crossing the lines that will usher you to the unprecedented breakthroughs or turnaround that we are talking about. Nothing happens by chance. If you leave your life to chance, you end your life in misery. That's why nothing happens, nothing good happens to chance or by chance. So you have to get yourself ready and allow the wind, the Spirit of God, to direct your path. So when you shun preparation, you definitely end up in total regret. You know, a young man told us right there on the air a few days ago how his nation had prepared for World Cup. Even when they are not qualified, they are still preparing. They prepared year in, year out for a World Cup. But some other nations will gather people around, gather players to the pitch, maybe a few months. How do you blend? How do you know the skills? How do you understand the redeems of the games that will make the body a team as a coach? What are the things that stage them? What are their weak points? And what are the areas that they excel? How do I put who to where? Who do I use here or there? What time do I need to put in this? And what do I need to see to know that this one is down or weak to be able to replace him? You know, these are things that you learn over time, because the more you stay with the people doing the same thing, the more you discover their giftings, their strengths, and their weaknesses. But unfortunately, when it is shabbishly done, it ends up in throwing tantrums and blame games. That's not how victory or success does happen. Yes, somebody can argue with me that you can as well come and win. Yes, it's possible. But you know what? You don't sustain victory by leaving to chance. So when we talk about unprecedented turnaround, it is victory, laid on victory, laid on victory, laid on victory. In other words, from all angles, things are taking their rightful places. It's not win here and fail woefully there, because it's a pointer that things are not done properly. So I call you this month to get your acts back on seat and plan. In chapter number 16, I mentioned earlier of the book of Proverbs, verse number 1. The wise man that once lived on the face of the earth, who by reason of intelligence beyond ordinary managed 700 wives. Managed 700 wives. And he didn't stop at that. He went ahead to accumulate concubines to 300. So that to tell you the depth of intelligence at that man's disposal. You know what? If you think that what he did, it's as simple as it appears, married to wives, then you understand how wonderful that man was. We were not told that any of those wives were working. We were all made to understand that even the Queen of Sheba heard of his fame and how he had taken over territories, how he has managed his entire city and nation the family at large, she decided to come to see. Peradventure, what she heard may not be true.